So let's get started. Let's warm up. Let's take our feet about a little wider than shoulder distance apart. Toes reaching towards the corners of the mat. External rotation from the top of the hip. Reach your arms out to the sides of the room and all the way up. Take a deep breath in, look up. And as your arms come down by your side, nod your chin, soft ribs, just melt your head heavy down. Again, inhale, lift your arms out and up, look up. And then exhale, bow the chin to the chest, and then round your spine. A few more times, we'll do 3. Really opening up to the sides of those ribs. Soften those shoulders. One more. And then come all the way up to standing. Reach the right arm down towards your right thigh, look up. And then side bend here. Put your right arm up, left arm comes down by your thigh, look up towards the ceiling. Side bend, take a breath in. And take your spine all the way on up. We're all gonna come to a Pilates V position. So first position here. Big toes about a fist distance apart. Genie your arms. So stack one forearm on top of each other. Draw the belly in, take a deep breath in. Widen through your ribs, and as you exhale, ground down to the big toe ball mounds as you lift your heels straight up. Take a moment here, stacking shoulders over the pelvis. Really feel that front of the hips opening by externally rotating those thighs, and then slowly resist your heels down. Take a breath, rise straight on up, pressing into all 10 toes, and then lower the heels down. Just some heel raises here. Checking in that you're not leaning back. Think sternum right over that pubic bone. We've got 3. Think of a little squeeze under those armpits as you rise for 2. Last one here, you're gonna hold this releve. Squeeze your heels together. Both knees are gonna bend out towards the corners of the room. Squeeze the heels together, belly to spine. Exhale, straight legs. Inhale, bend the knees. And then exhale, extend your legs to straight. Keep going. Give, again, a little squeezing down to the armpit so you feel the sides of the neck long. Feel the outer thighs wrapping. Inner thighs spiraling forward. 4 more. Working on that balance. 3. I'm focusing on straight ahead, one spot on the wall. 2. Find that little demi-plie and hold. Squeeze the heels together, pull the belly in, go down 1 inch and up 1 inch. We're pulsing here. You've got 10. Keep those heels lifted. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Come all the way up to straight legs. Lower your heels down. I'm just gonna face the sides so you know what's going on. You're gonna step your right foot straight forward. Each foot is in its own lane. Again, you can genie those arms, maybe switch the stack. Broaden through the collarbones, take a breath in. And start to rise into both feet here. Both heels will lift. And then slowly lower them down. Rise both heels up and lower. So our pelvis is distributed right between both legs. We have even weight in both feet here. Try to keep your pelvis nice and square to the wall in front of you. And again, keep reaching, length through the crown of the head as you resist your heels down. So really, again, pulling up those inner thighs to the pelvic floor. 2. You know what's next. Lift those heels, bend the knees out to the corners of the room, and then exhale, extend your legs to straight. Keep going. Good, we have 7 more. 6. Shoulders stacked right over those hips for 5. 4. 3. 2. Find that halfway mark, pause. Belly to spine, nice neutral pelvis, down 1 inch, up 1 inch. Down and up for 10. 9, 8, 7, shakes are good. Keep those heels lifted. Pressing into those big toe ball mounts for 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight up, straight legs, and lower your heels down. Bring your right foot back to your left foot, and then switch out. Left leg forward, right leg back. Check that both feet are in their own lane. Genie arms, belly in. Stack those shoulders of the pelvis, reach the crown of the head and zip straight up, and then resist on the exhale. Again, we're actually rotating from the top of those hips. Inner thighs drawing in and up. Lifting and lowering those heels. Keep the shoulders nice and easy and those collarbones super broad. Let's soften those ribs a little bit. 3, 2, try to favor a foot. I'm checking in. 1 more. Highest heels, press into those big toe ball mounds and knees, open wide. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Keep going here for 8, 7. Check in with a little squeeze under the pit for 5. 4, 3, 2. Find that demi-plie, hold, neutral pelvis. Don't over tuck. From here, go down an inch, up an inch. Finishing the series here. Good. 8, 7, 6. Highest heels for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold. Straighten your legs. Lower the heels down. Back to 2 feet. Whew. Give yourself a little shoulder roll after that. All 10 toes straight ahead. Meet me towards the front of the mat. Hands on the hips. You're going to send both hips back. Pause here into your first squat. So the crown of the head is still lengthening, but you're just slightly hinging the torso forward. Hips super back. Drive through the heels. Exhale, stand it up. Continue with your squats. Good. So we're pressing into all 4 corners of our feet. Now really grounding into our heels. So the opposite of what we were just doing. Shifting that weight forward. I want the weight back into the heels. Hips back. Sits bones spread wide. Keep folding those hips. We'll do about 8 more. Squeezing the glutes at the top for 6. For 5. 4. Keeping the collarbone nice and broad for 3. 2. Pause at the bottom of the squat. Reach the arms forward, send the hips back. Let's go down 1 inch and up an inch. Down an inch, up an inch. Pull the belly in. Collarbone really broad for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drive it all the way up. From here, bring your hands to heart center. Sit back into this squat and hold. Peel your right heel off the ground. Weights transfer onto that left leg. Take a breath. You're gonna go down 1 inch and up an inch. Down an inch and up an inch. So now more emphasis on that left leg. Right leg should be light as a feather. 6, 5, 4, 3. I'm gonna build on. 2, 1. Hold here in that deep squat. Right leg extends all the way back. You bring it back to tap. You go down an inch, up an inch. Out, in, down an inch, up an inch. Out, in, down an inch, up an inch. 7 more. Keep widening through those sits bones and collarbones. Last 4, 3, 2, last 1. You're gonna meet me in that lunge and hold. Take a breath. You're gonna look straight ahead. You're gonna drive into your left foot and bring your right leg to tabletop on your exhale. Right leg goes behind your left leg for a little curtsy squat. Lean slightly forward and then drive that right knee back up. Back to the lunge. Stand it back up. Right leg behind the left leg. Little bow forward with the heart. Continue here for 8, 7, woo, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. One more. Meet me in that lunge and hold. Both legs are bent, pelvis between the legs. Let's just pulse it out. Chest is proud, ribs are in. We're gonna find a balance in 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Straighten your right leg and stand it up. Hold that balance. Sternum lifted, neutral pelvis. Can you pull your low abs in a little bit more? Lift up to that left inner thigh more. 2, 1, place your right foot down. Shake it out, nice work. We've got the other side to do. Let's go right back into that deep squat here, hinging that both hips back. Peel that left heel off the ground, hands to heart center, pulse those hips down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch. So let's start to get into this right glute, right? Keep hugging that outer right hip in. Keep lengthening that torso forward so those hips go way back. Good. Left leg should feel light as a feather. Getting ready, add on. Last 2. Here we go, stay low. Left leg extends all the way back. Tap it in, down an inch, up an inch. Left leg extends, it bends, down and up. You know this, step it back. Reach. Check in, easy neck. Good. Keep wrapping that outer right hip in. You've got 3. You've got 2. Last one here. Meet me in that lunge. Lift your chest up. Take a breath. Press into your right foot. Exhale, come all the way up. Belly in, knee in line with that hip. Take your left leg behind your right. Little bowed torso for the curtsy. Stand it straight up. We lunge straight back. We stand up. Left leg behind the right, little curtsy, bow forward with the heart. We've got 8, 7, for 6, 5, for 4, 3, 2, last one. You're gonna meet me in that lunge. Woo. Find that balance, tuck the tailbone, pulse it up an inch, down an inch. Getting ready to balance here. Check in, easy neck and shoulders. 4, 3, 2, here we go. Drive to that right foot, lift your left leg up. Draw the belly in. Can you find a little more lift out of that right hip? You have an easy neck. Maybe the knee lifts a little higher. Take another breath for 3, 2, 1, plant the foot down. Really good. Shake it out, shake it out. Keep your feet planted down, even weight in both. Slight bend in the knees. Reach those arms out and up. Take a breath. As you exhale, nod the chin to the chest and start to melt your spine down, one bone at a time. Release the torso heavy. Maybe it will go side to side. And then you're gonna meet me in a nice downward dog here. So feet back, hips back, downward facing dog. Wrap the armpits in, lower the heels down, take a deep breath in. Start to lift the heels, curl the tailbone, the exhale, and measure out to your first plank. Broaden up through the collarbones here, take a breath. Lift the sit bones up and back, downward facing dog. Keep the heels where they are. Again, wave the spine forward to your plank. And then lift the sit bones up and back, downward facing dog. One more time, scoop, wave the spine forward. Take a breath here. Tilt the pelvis up and back, downward facing dog. From here, I want you to plant your right foot about a footprint forward. Left leg reaches back. Externally rotate that left leg, point the toe. From here, right knee bends deeper, left knee opens wide to the side, and you're gonna exhale, extend both legs. So both knees bend, left knees open to the left, and you extend. We've got 8, 7, 6, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. You're gonna bend your left knee. You're gonna look back and reach the left arm up. Press into both feet and lift those hips up for a stretch. One more breath in And you're gonna meet me back into a downward facing dog. We're gonna go right into the other side. I want you to place your left foot forward, just about a footprint forward. Reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. Externally rotate that right leg. Keep your shoulders square to the floor, point your right foot. Bend your left knee, right knee opens to the right as you bend both legs, and then extend your right leg up to the sky. Inhale to bend, and then exhale, reach the toes up to the roof. Keep going here. Right knee opens to the right, and that left knee is just right over those second and third toes. Make sure your shoulders stay square to the floor. Last 4. 3 more. 2. Last one here, you're gonna bend that knee. You're gonna look up towards the ceiling, plant that right foot down, drive into both feet, reach your right arm up and just hold. Take a moment here to open up through both hips. And then slowly reach the right arm forward and then plant down into your downward facing dog. Nice work. Settle here. Maybe drop the heels down. Then walk your hands toward your toes. Let your head hang heavy. Let the knees slightly bend. Take a deep breath in. And use the exhale to curl the tailbone under and start to roll the spine up. 1 bone at a time. Good. Give yourself a little shoulder roll up there. And then we're just gonna face out. Feet are gonna be hip distance apart. So you could start on either side of your mat. Going back to that squat position, you're gonna hinge those hips back. You can keep your hands on your hips. I want you to imagine there's a low ceiling, and the ceiling's right at the very top of the head. So there's no going up from here. You're gonna step your right foot out to the right, and then step your left foot back in, and your right foot and your left foot follows. So your feet should never be any narrower than your shoulders. You just step one end of the mat. Once you get there, you head over to the other. So we're trying to avoid the spine bopping up and down as we laterally move. Good. And just keep going from one corner of the mat to the other. Good. Really using that side glute. So if you have a TheraBand at home, please feel free to place this right over those knees and continue with these lateral walks. Nice hip strengthener here. Good. So just when you think you've done enough, I want you to do about 4 more. So I don't know how long your mat is or your imaginary mat, but just keep going side to side. Keep breathing. Think of really widening through the sitting bones. I'm going to give myself 1 more to each side. And then eventually, I want everyone to walk to the middle of their mat. Pausing at the middle of the mat, take a breath, and stand all the way on up. From here, hands on the hips, rise up to all 10 toes, plant the heels down, find your squat. Rise up to the 10 toes. So we're playing with a little shift of balance here, shift away from the heels to the toes. And if you want a little more, I want you to add a little hop and land. Hop and land. So the accent's down. It's a little lift and a land. We have here for 10. We're here for 9, 8, soft land, think toe ball heel. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stand it up. Really good work. We got one last push. Come towards the back of the mat. Reach those arms out and up. Look up. Exhale, bow the chin, round your spine. This time, plant the knees, the hands down, bend those knees, and walk out to your final sets of planks here. Shoulders over the wrists, stretch the heels back into space. Feel like you want to rip the mat apart, wrap those armpits in. Pausing here, heart rate is up. We're gonna get it up a little more. Bend your knees, reach those hips back towards those heels, and then come back to the plank. Right leg lifts up to hip height. You plant it down, left hip lifts up, you plant it down. Hinge at the hips, knees bend. Extend the legs. Really strong, straight legs as you lift. And lower each leg. Continue here, we've got 8. You could pick up the pace. We've got 7. Keep reaching the sternum away from those heels as you march for 6. For 5. Keep those collarbones nice and broad. For 4. 3. Keep those hips nice and square. To the floor. 2. Stay strong. We got last one. Pause. Take a breath. Lift the ribs up towards the sky. Lift the sit bones up. Downward facing dog. Pedal out those feet. Maybe shake your head side to side. And we'll walk our feet to the center of the mat. Hands meet us halfway. Settle here. Maybe wag your tail side to side. And slowly roll all the way on up to standing. Since we worked with such balance and worked our glutes, we're gonna do a standing stretch for our glutes. Right leg straight out. Make sure your right foot's flexed. Place it on top of that left thigh. Hinge the hips back. I like to place my right hand on my right thigh, left hand to the sole of my foot so I know it's flexed. Taking a few breaths here. Again, sternum's lifted, hips back. One more breath here. Stand it all the way up. Shift the weight to the right foot, left leg extends out in front of you, flexed foot. Place it right on top of that right thigh. Both hips hinge back. Left hand to the thigh. Maybe the knee falls a little heavier to the floor. Right hand to the left sole of the foot. And really send those hips back. Breathe into those ribs. Allow the hinge to deepen. Another breath. Stand all the way up. Plant both feet down. And you guys are done.